Hello and welcome back to Liam Doesn't Know Villa anymore. I did my quick sort of post-match reaction rant yesterday, and I stand by a lot of it. How could I not? It was a pretty bad performance, but I've taken the time to write down more of my thoughts on the performance as a whole as I've gone back, reflected on it, watched the highlights and, you know, large portions of the match again. Um, so this is actually going to be this is a concept I had. I know I said that I'm going to do the big six talking points, and that is still um, the plan. I do have the notes from this game week. I'm just waiting for Liverpool and Arsenal to play to not Liverpool and Arsenal, Liverpool and Newcastle to play tomorrow because that's gonna be a big talking point regardless of what happens. Some of them might be repeated, but what I talk about here, I'm not going to spend too much time on that tomorrow. So let's start with the roast. And this is going to be filler related to a point for both roast and toast. The roast is Unai Emery. I don't know what we're trying to do. That's never a good sign. McGinn, listen. I know I said I wanted McGinn to play on the right in the 11 that I wanted to see playing against Brentford, but not that wide. He's not a wide player. He's a central player. I more wanted him on the right to help out Cash because he's so good at shielding the ball. Cash was arguably our best outfield player. If you thought it was someone else, like, please let me know who you thought that was because I don't know. Um, Cash made a lot of. I think he got picked out. I could probably count on one or two fingers how many times he was picked out. It just not getting the ball. And that wasn't like our largest issue. The largest issue, I think, is the midfield. The balance is completely off. I've said, and I'm not the only person to say this, Tielemans is best as a deep lying playmaker. Rogers, his issue isn't playing on the left or the right anymore. He's just not at it right now. And, you know, it was because I think I had so much faith in him for like how he started the season that he just kind of had that like, oh, he's going to do something, and I forgot how bad he was towards the well, not bad. Right now he's bad, but how much he fell off at the end of the season. And you know, he's young. He's like what, 22, maybe 23. It's possible he could just be kind of real. It was his first full season in the Premier League. It's possible he could still just be getting used to the fact that it is such an intense marathon, not just a sprint. And listen, he was in the championship before. So he knows that, I mean, that's even more games, but it's like running a marathon uh, in like intense heat as well. It's very physically demanding, and he's a big, strong lad. He can handle it. But man, he was just losing the ball constantly. I don't think it's an injury either. Um, like I said in the game that he came off, and oh, he's fit to start against Newcastle. Hip hip hooray! I again didn't think that was a big issue. Like I was never concerned about that being a long term thing. I thought it was strictly precautionary, and it just I don't know. Can we get Asensio back? I didn't even have this in my notes, but like, can we make a move for Asensio? We were just linked to Paqueta today. I don't know, but uh, speaking of the midfield, I have notes, but I'm wobbling all over the place. I maintain that Onana is a good player. He is, but the midfield balance is so off. Like, I that that double pivot of Kamara and Tielemans, with Tielemans as the deep lying playmaker, worked so well. And like I get it, we're gonna be playing a lot of football this season, hopefully. Although what I've seen, basically, I mean, if we can't even beat Brentford, we can't even get. We've gone 3 Premier League matches in a row without a goal. I am actually terrified of like how bad it could be. It's week 2. I know a lot can change, but like it's not the results, it is the performance. I just hope that Boubacar Kamara isn't out for long, and I hope that it was just like, again, precautionary because he's so consistent. We're gonna need to defend a lot this season. Uh Now let's move up a little bit. Malin, what does he have to do to get a start? I really don't know. Because the players that are trying to be played out wide, they're not working. Gassand, he looked bright when he came on, caused problems within the first 30 seconds, but not much beyond that. And how much of that is his fault isn't really to be. A lot of it's not his fault. He was coming on as a substitution. The system and the vibes were already off. So I really hope that he starts against Crystal Palace just for something different. Because what's happening right now is not working. Um, I don't know what we're trying to do. Our identity in the 23-24 season was very much that offside trap. We caught our opponents offside. Like, I forget when I saw the stat, but like 168 times. And next was like Spurs or City. Like one of those clubs you expect to be playing the offside trap really well. And they were like at just over 100. I also, but at the same time, like our identity last season was absolute champagne football. It was gorgeous. But with every player like touching the ball, and we're not play we're sort of playing that. We're doing that like holding possession. We had like 70% possession, but we're not doing anything with it. And like I know that's like kindergarten level analysis, but it's it's true. It's just really boring and frustrating to watch where we can't like break down that low block because no one's doing anything. It's just passing it around hoping that we're gonna spring the trap, and it doesn't work. It's okay. And then like if I am gonna give like some sort of hope, we looked better when we were playing on the front foot in the second half. That was when we started causing problems, and then we went back to just slow passing around. Bogard came on and had a rare poor start. He was not at his best, for just to put it simply. And the best sort of analogy that I can come up with for this attack, that I mean, I put that in quotes because we were up, it was limp, nothing. Ollie Watkins, poor Ollie Watkins, has been feeding on absolute scraps. He had something like 4 touches, like super far. Like, I want to say halfway through the first half. That is not how you win football games. It's just. I know I keep stopping and growling, but like, after watching that, can you blame me? The best analogy I can come up with is, I don't know if anyone else has read Bossy Pants by Tina Fey, but she was talking about some wisdom that she got from Lauren Michaels and writing sketch comedy, which was SNL, Saturday Night Live, does not go on because it's ready. It goes on because it's 11:30. I kind of think that way with our attack. You don't like send in a cross or a pass or something because you're ready or it's the perfect situation. You do it because there's an opening, there's a runner. We aren't doing that. It's just, like I said, Cash made quite a few runs, and like regardless of what you think of Cash's crossing, he was trying. And I don't want to glaze Cash too much because he, is part of it as well. But moving on, I've wobbled on and on about Villa itself enough. I'll be back again with some other thoughts tomorrow after Liverpool, or Newcastle Liverpool. I should be saying them first because they're the home team. Let's move on to the toast. I'm gonna toast Jack Grealish. I watched the whole Everton. Who'd they play? Who did they play? I literally can't remember. I don't think I had a pen. Oh, Brighton. Everton Brighton. He was outstanding today. He was back to his best. 2 assists. Like, is there any chance we can get City to cancel the loan to Everton and have him back at Villa? Because we sure could use him. It was so good for Jack. I am so glad to see that he's back at his best. He, I think that this just goes to show like how much of a system player he is not. He needs to have that freedom, and being at City neutered him. So, anyways, those are my thoughts from a very frustrating weekend as a Villa fan. I will be back tomorrow with my full Big Six takeaways from the Big Six takeaways from the weekend around the league. That does not mean I am going to be focusing on the Big Six teams. They will probably come up, but it's not going to be talking about all of them. It's just the biggest storylines that I took away. That's it. If you have any thoughts on Aston Villa, Jack Grealish, Unai Emery, and anyone who's calling for Emery's head is or his job is a dweeb. That is not the solution. But something needs to change. Emery will know that, and hopefully we see more wide players for the system, and maybe get some speed too, because speed's been a problem too. Those are my thoughts. Up the Villa.